All right, what's up, Nimbrunnies? It's the Nimbus Tattoo Podcast, episode 13, lucky number 13. Can we get a whoop whoop?
Nah.
Thank y'all. Fuck you. As always, we're joined here by the ever handsome, ever talented Mitchell. Mitchell, what's your at?
It's at Tattoo Breakfast.
We have the man, the myth, the legend, Chris House. Chris, what's your at?
Chris House _ tattoo.
We have the second handsomest apprentice this side of the lower metro Atlanta area, Josh. Josh, what's your at?
Opinionated otaku.
For now. And then we have Big John. Big John, what's your at?
It's Johnny M. Mond.
Is that even right?
That sounds wrong.
Nobody's ever fact checked it.
John
but-
M.
It is.
Mond.
It
Alright,
is.
I believe you.
All right. And then me, Michael, the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. At Crap Michael on the internet.
Man, you really cut out the best part.
Dude, do you
I
think Mitch
was
don't
glad.
get girls because he ain't very tall?
Oh.
If she sees his stacks, you bet that she'll call me.
We just had a quick anecdote about that where apparently Chris's client today was like, I remember Mitch being taller.
Yeah.
Chris was like, no.
No, he's
No.
I said it pretty straight faced, so I think he believed me.
God.
You just got to sell it.
You gotta create a myth around it, you know? We have like shop lore.
Under
Someone's gonna show up-
promise,
So then
over deliver.
Because then when people show up and they see you, they'll be like, "Oh, dude, you're taller than I expected."
That's fair.
That's actually pretty good.
Please don't do that to me.
I mean,
don't make
it wouldn't be me; it'd be the people.
Nimbronies, if you think Mitch is short, comment on this episode.
Oh, come on, man. All right. So we have a couple cool topics today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna answer some of the ones we didn't last week.
Yep.
And then kind of go off of that. But one thing Michael reminded me to bring up was I promised I'd explain what the third geck is.
Yeah.
So when we saw 100 gecks, and I explained that part. I didn't explain the actual.
We didn't explicitly go see 100 gex. Please don't.
Okay, so okay, we didn't seek it out, but we saw my chem, and when we saw them, 100 gecks opened for some phenomenon of a reason, and we're trying to figure out what 100 gecks meant. So during the show, we looked it up.
Literally, it just the three of us are sitting there on our phones Googling.
Just listening.
Why are there 100 gex? And it's just stupid horse, and we're just okay, yeah. Why are
Yeah.
there so many gex?
I just always think of geckos.
Well,
I know
that's
not-
what it is.
Is it?
That
yeah,
is what it is.
So apparently, the singer, they didn't really determine which one, was ordering a gecko online, and instead of one, they sent her. I think it was the female one. Sent her 100. So they called the band 100 Geckos, but then the other guy was like, "We should just put Gex." Because that makes it.
Gex, the PlayStation 1
Yeah.
lizard platforming game.
So they named the band 100 Gex, and so during the entire performance, we were like, "Oh, those are the two Gex." All right, so we just kept saying that.
Where's the other 98?
And then Ashley and I were driving back from I think Atlanta, and we saw this person walking on the side of the road, and they were just giving themselves the deep scratches on the neck, and they were just hitting the lizard. Just
audio listeners, Chris is
just-
flailing his tongue
I
like a lizard.
was tasting the air, and I looked at Ashley and I was like, "That's the third geck." So now every time we see someone who's clearly
Dude,
tweaking, we add to the list.
I
right?
saw the fourth geck.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh shit!
So I was picking up your coffee at Circa on Wednesday, and as I was leaving, someone walked in, and I wish I could have taken a picture, but it would have been so obvious. He was wearing full a hiking outfit, as if he was hiking in the mountains, puffer
Sounds like
jacket.
normal-
Like a
normal
Pokemon trainer,
Asheville
the
citizen.
guy
I
that
love
you
that.
you battle.
Hiker
Yes,
Dan.
Yeah.
yes, like that. But
Hiker
here's
Dan.
the kicker: he had a lampshade over his head.
Oh, what?
Is it because he was next to the antique store?
Maybe, but he was walking into the antique. He hadn't been there yet.
He was the antique.
He was
Yeah.
antique, dude.
He was probably looking for a new head covering. So I don't know, man.
He's
It
I've
was
arrived, man. I was
it's like
ready.
a
Every citizen in Asheville looks like that.
So
was so
speaking
weird.
of things that you wanted to photograph but you couldn't, I'm so glad you said that, because I've had this running joke with Michael for a long time that he doesn't know what he wants to get on his arms. So
Okay.
I keep telling him he needs to do a full chrome traditional sleeve.
Yep.
that's sick.
So it'd be it's a Sacred Heart, but it's chrome.
Yeah,
it's a
those are
panther,
dope.
but it's chrome.
It's Jesus Christ, but it's chrome.
So-
I already have Jesus Christ signed up.
Here's
for
the
it.
thing.
You asked him.
We were at where were Ash and I were getting out of the car. I think this is yesterday.
Does somebody already have it?
No. I was at Publix, and I turned, I saw this license plate. I was like, holy fuck, I got to get a photo of it. And I went to go get a photo, and then the guy got into the truck, so I couldn't. But the license plate was just Jesus. It was just like the word Jesus, but it was in chrome.
Oh, shit.
So he had the chrome Jesus.
That's sick.
And I was so excited to take a photo for Michael. And then, the dude got in the truck, and he looked exactly like what you think.
Sick. Yeah, the trad chrome sleeve. I honestly, like, at first I was like, man, trad chrome is so ugly.
What?
Because all it is brown
And blue.
and blue.
I don't even
And
like trad, and I like trad.
I was like, man, who would ever get a full sleeve of that? And then the more you think about it, I'm like, how fucking hard would that go?
I'm telling you, be the guy. Like, if you go to a tattoo convention, you be the guy.
There's one
Don't
dude
be
in
the
particular
guy.
that I
You don't
found on
want him to do
Instagram
it?
who
No.
just does trad chrome.
that guy's sick.
I need to hit him up.
Do the full sleeve.
He'd
Don't
knock
do
it
the
out in a
full
day.
sleeve.
Do you
Like,
know
What do
sick it
you
would be?
want him to
that
do,
would-
Mitch?
I don't know, man, but like,
Can you tell you
That's
Michael would be the
like-
hardest dude ever?
Think about it. I got like trad chrome Jesus,
Whoa.
trad chrome scorpion,
Chrome Eagle.
chrome eagle, chrome panther.
Chrome Boat.
Come on, dude.
What's
And
another?
it's all dripping.
Chrome Snake.
Chrome anchor.
do what you want to do, man.
That would be the
whatever
hardest
floats your boat.
Here we
sleeve
fucking
of
go.
all time. Have little drip drops, and like some of them are brown and some of them are fucking blue.
Yeah, just connect it all together. The drips are just running from design to design.
Have Chris run a
Just get
background
one of
on it that's
those,
just blue
like-
and black.
Just get one of those like Mitch's arm, but just all chromed out, just drippy.
It's literally, it just,
Yeah, do a chrome out.
Yeah.
you just look like,
Everything's chrome in the future.
no, dude, you just like make me look like the T2 Terminator.
Yes,
Oh
dude.
shit, that'd be sick as fuck. Put a skin rip in it, dude.
And with just the electronics,
The electronics, bro.
someone's gonna.
Skin rips are out, dude.
No, they're coming back.
Are they really?
Yeah,
What
I
is
saw a tribal skin rip,
No
Oh,
fucking
not
way.
a skin rip, dude.
lower back.
That's class.
Ouch.
Okay.
Did you just say that?
It looked like you could grab.
That shit
it.
hurts.
Yeah.
It was like coming out.
Like the tramp stamp used to be the tattoo everybody made fun of until I saw like two people get their lower back tattooed, and I was like, "Damn, that fucking sucks."
It's-
They're all troopers.
Dude,
It's
I just think
horrible.
about like
Respect.
the few times in my life like I've had a zit popped on my lower back, and I'm like, I would never, nothing, no, thank you.
Nah.
Oh yeah, we're a tattoo podcast.
That's tattoo related.
That was all tattoo related.
All right, you want to pull
Vaguely.
the topic?
Yeah, we're talking about.
We're talking about
chrome.
chrome.
Yeah, chrome tats.
Chrome tats.
Let's talk about these two are quick and go together. So, can you do an anime tattoo on skinny arms? Was
Yes.
one of the questions.
Yeah. Chris literally did a portrait the other day, and the girl's forearm was like
Yeah,
7 inches long.
you can do an anime tattoo, and someone's like 100 pounds or
Yeah.
250. Like it doesn't really matter.
That Piccolo design you posted just recently was a really skinny design. Like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we talked about this before, I think, but my preferred placement is forearms, and they're inherently skinny.
Right.
Like I like very like tall designs that have like a lot of like upward motion. So I mean, if you're getting tattooed by me, and it's on your forearm,
That's what you're getting.
cool.
Everybody go like that Piccolo tattoo.
Yeah, and no one liked it. It was crazy.
Really?
That shit's
It's
insane.
got like 1,000.
Says it like it's no big deal. It's like just
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, like ratio wise, that's kind of bad.
The black star I
Piccolo got
did is
ratio.
like this close to hitting 1,000. It's
Really?
the first tattoo that I ever
Nice.
have get there.
Where did
And I'm like,
Hold on.
please.
Audio listeners, I'm pulling it up to see if I liked it.
how far did your the pink one go?
That one had like
It got over 500.
that was like it was like 500 some change, I think.
That's
somewhere around there.
wild.
That's a
Yeah.
big jump up.
It's weird, yeah. Like
That's sick.
so all the other ones are like roughly between like 4 or 5 maybe. That one's like 900 and some change.
Dude,
Because
that's
I'll get like
923. It's 924 now.
Thanks. You didn't like it?
kind of sad.
Dang,
that- yeah,
Michael.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
it's
I sent Mitch
I'm al-
one picture in a DM, and it's a trad Carhartt beanie that I wanted him to tattoo on me.
Dude, get chrome.
my
Jeez.
stuff
But it's
varies
chrome.
because like most of the time, like if something does like pretty well, it'll be between like 3 and like 5,000 likes, and then like 6,000 plus is like really good, and then I have a couple that hit like what 12, 15, and 17.
And then you have that
Well,
Sonic that just
I'll tell you
absolutely
what.
popped off.
That one too. Yeah.
I like really like kind of bitch about doing color in black and gray, but those are always the ones that do like super well.
Mitch is
People-
like, I
people
think you're
like it,
dragging me
man.
back.
And
in.
people do like it, and it's actually it was kind of fun to do. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I think that whole thing that you did with those two, I think is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not just black and gray with splash color. It's
Yeah.
a little bit
It's
more.
like integrated into the design.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not making the wolf's eyes blue.
Right.
Well,
What was the other one?
The other one, just kind of on the same note in terms of anime, is someone asked what your favorite animes were as a child, or your favorite anime as a child.
I mean, mine's pretty easy. It was Dragon Ball Z.
I really liked G Gundam. I watched
Yeah.
the shit out of G Gundam.
I watched a lot of anime. I had an older brother, so like I watched so much anime when I was a kid. Like honestly,
Really?
I watched like Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop. I watched like all of those when I was like
Yeah.
Dang.
6 or 7. Like I was
I mean,
really young.
Like I think we all grew up on like the Toonami and like all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's just hard to like, but for me to be like,
I
what's
did
the
not, dude.
But,
favorite
like,
one?
if you just like think about it, you're like the one that you recall the most memories with.
I had Trigun on DVD and I watched the first like 9 episodes like over and over and over.
Yeah. So
Oh
I
man,
would
because
say
you only had the first. Yeah.
I had the first like
yeah.
DVD.
Just
set
like I
from it.
remember like having Dragon Ball and like before.
I had the Dragon Ball Z VHSs.
That's what I was gonna say. It was like before they would air. They hit a point where they stopped airing them, but you could buy the VHSs. So and they came in like 3 episode clusters. Like I remember, be like the Fusion Part 5-7, and like they're in the hyperbolic time chamber and they're just screaming. And I'm like, damn.
As a whole VHS of screaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
My brother Eric had the Future Trunks thing on VHS,
Oh,
like the sub,
shit.
but like I remember watching it and like the quality was so unbelievably bad. Like I was
every
thinking about
time
the
you
other
watch
day, it's
it, it
like
gets worse.
grainy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's terrible.
Honestly, though, I think in terms of original Dragon Ball media, the best piece of it is that it's the history of Trunks.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
It's like concise. It's like 45 minutes. It's dark. It's animated really well. It's emotional. Like it's like by far like my favorite piece of like Dragon Ball.
Well, you were saying you didn't watch
You
a lot
weren't a
growing
Toonami
up?
kid?
No, so I grew up broke boy, so I had Saturday morning cartoons. So if you would consider like Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's an anime.
Pokemon,
Yeah. Pokemon's an
Digimon,
anime. Yeah.
that's
Digimon
like
is.
what I had. I would say like the most outside of that, the most influence I had was like renting Spirited Away from the library as a kid.
Oh,
Sick.
hell
I
yeah.
loved that. So like some Ghibli movies, but I didn't get into anime till like 6 or 7 years ago, and I got like heavily into it.
Yeah, my family didn't have a ton of money either, so we were doing the WB Kids thing. Like
Yeah,
I was
that's what I was
watching
about to
Batman
ask.
Beyond, bro, and like
yeah.
Dude.
Shaolin Showdown.
Shaolin Showdown.
Yo, you remember Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackie Chan
dude.
Adventures
I
was
love
so
that.
sick.
That's good.
But yeah, G Gundam, Ronin Warriors.
Oh,
Ronin
yeah.
Warriors was fucking sick.
It was.
It was just animated Power Rangers, and they were samurais.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my
what's up.
shit.
I do love
Big
Yu Yu
robots,
Hakusho.
dude.
That's what's up.
Love big robots.
I guess let's get into the main topic for today, which is increasing prices as you get more popular as an artist. How do you go about it, etc.?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You said you had a lot to say about it, so I'm gonna. I do have a lot to say about it, but I kind of want to tailor it to like what you're gonna say.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So the reason that like that came up is like one of the suggestions, and I told Chris I was like that'd be a great topic. Mostly because like recently I have kind of like moved my rates up a little bit, and like I've like talked with you a little bit about like your stuff too, and it's kind of a weird topic because when you first start, like I'm like very early in my career, so like there might be somebody that I did some like huge tattoo on that they're really happy with, and I was like, yeah, it's like $300, or like because I was learning, it's like in the first. I don't know, like year of me tattooing, like 6 months of me tattooing, even in some cases. And whenever somebody lets you do that for them, you always feel like a weird sense of like debt. Cause like, I mean, I did some of my first anime tattoos on like you, and like even before you started like working with us and stuff, I was like, like I always like, yeah, like Josh is like that dude, man. like you and Devin though, like Devin came in, I was like, yeah, I've never done one, but like I really want to, and he's like, yeah, bro, like sleeve me up, and I was like, holy crap, like all right, and that's like really cool, and somebody gives you that kind of trust. But what inevitably happens is you start growing, and like I've been like a full-fledged artist for like 6 months, and now I'm like booking things that I like really want to do like more specifically, and it gets a little weird because what we're doing is art, but it's also a service, right? So like some of the conversations that I've had with Chris, not to gloss over anything he might want to go into,
No, just
but
say whatever you want.
but we kind of talked, and like some advice he's received from people is like, well, art is subjective, so charge whatever you want to charge. And I was kind of like, I kind of hate that when people say that, because it's like when something's bullshit though. Like, I get that it's art, but if somebody comes in and is like, hey, I'm trying to get the word like love in cursive in my form, and I'm like, that'll be 2 G's, bro. Like it's like, come on,
Bro,
like,
that's gotta be the best 4 letters.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are people that specialize in that, but it's different than that. Like, that's a very different thing. But here's the inverse of it that I think a lot of people don't think about whenever I'm like, hey, I haven't heard from you in 6 months, and like, maybe I charged you like this much for the last one, but now it's like significantly more, and they're like, whoa, that's like crazy. And it's like, well, the reason that matters is because, for example, if I'm doing my tattoos and I do like big black and gray anime pieces, and they take me 6 hours to do sometimes, right? Like, it will be there for like most of the day. On average, like, it depends where you're at, but like on average, some people will charge like $150 an hour, right? So if I do a 6-hour tattoo, if I charged you hourly, that could be like a lot, like that can be a lot of money. But there are people that specialize in stuff like that are really good and do something really specific, and that'll be like a $2,000 tattoo, right? If you look at someone's work like comparable to yours, it's weird if you're like, well, we do like similar level of work and they charge like way more. There's kind of like a weird like disparity there. And you get to this place where like you start specializing in things and you start doing bigger and more elaborate pieces, and your work improves and stuff. And you can end up in this weird place where you're like if you charge somebody what you maybe charged them a year ago, right? Like, if Chris were to charge somebody we charged 5 years ago, because like they were just a homie, right? And he's like, it'll be like, yeah, I was back in like wherever, like Sumter or whatever. And he's like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm gonna do this anime tattoo for like $400, right?
That's
I was about to say
that's
being very
overshooting.
generous.
But like, I think what I'm saying is like, when you look at it then, it's like, well, cool, he did that because that's what somebody maybe got charged back then. If he didn't book that person, he would have made whatever his rate is now. Yeah. Which is, there's a large, like, then he just lost a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And that gets really weird because people sometimes like feel odd about it. But it's like, I could be making way more. Like, I'm taking like a huge loss, basically. Like, I mean, I know it's kind of weird, but it's an opportunity cost thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's definitely, yeah.
And so raising rates just gets touchy with people because I think that they get used to things. But again, you start to have like more control. Like, I think for you guys, like, I've talked to both of y'all about like how important like social media is, just because like right now, if I have 20 people reach out to me and I'm like, I'm only doing black and gray, like inky anime characters, nothing else, and I have 20 people reach out and maybe 5 of them are serious, if of those 5 people they're like, I want some color in that, if I'm trying to build that kind of portfolio, you kind of have to be willing to work with people a little bit. But if you get, 15,000 subscribers, then you've got 500 people.
Yep.
And then you have, like 50 people that are like, yeah, like, like whatever you want, bro, like just do it. You have a lot more control over things. So you're able to say no to stuff. You're able to charge more for it. And that's honestly a good thing. People get better tattoos, and I think that's worthwhile. But it's just the truth of it. I do think it gets to a place where, like, if you're willing to pay it, I don't think it's like BS or something, but tattoos are weird, like sometimes I'll look at something and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like a stretch, like, honestly. But
it's a luxury item.
Yeah, it is a luxury item. So that's my thoughts on it though. And like I said, like, my rates have gone up recently, and that has been kind of weird, in a couple cases, but it is what it is,
I feel like in that sense, like, you're being like, it's weird that it goes up. I mean, the price of everything kind of, for real.
Well, I think, if somebody is doing something that's in progress with me, right? Like, if Devin had gotten 4 anime tattoos from me at like a certain price, I wouldn't halfway through that project be like, guess what, Devin? Like, it's more now,
Yeah. So that's something I wanted to kind of touch on too, because I've thought a lot about this recently. I've talked to a lot of like my artist friends and other people. I'm going to be completely transparent about this entire thing.
Hit it, bro.
So, the guy I tattooed today, I tattooed him for the first time 2 years ago. At the time, I worked at a different shop. And at that time, I was charging $800 a day. Right? Now, my rule is if I start a project with you, then I'm going to do what Mitch said. I'm going to keep it consistent until the project is finished. Now, so that, like with that guy, he specifically set out to do an entire sleeve. And he told me, I want to do a whole sleeve. I want you to do it. Cool. So 2 years later, I have now done the third piece on his sleeve. And this guy is 6'7". So I'm doing like a double sleeve. You know what I mean? Like it's double the space.
Yeah.
And I'm still charging him $800 per session, right? Now, 2 years ago, I didn't own a shop. 2 years ago, I didn't have the expenses I have now. 2 years ago, I didn't have the traction that I have right now. And like Mitch was saying, like the larger the pool of people you get, the more you can kind of pick what you want to do. I just finished booking again for most of next year. I'm booked through till like the fall of next year. I turned away more tattoos than I ever have in my life. It's because I can be more specific. And it's also because when someone emails me, I immediately send them my prices to be completely transparent, because it's like I'll send them like a prompt that says like things I will and won't do, like do's and don'ts, things like that. And in it, it very specifically says my prices. So for every 20 people, let's say, that email me, probably 10 of them like move forward with the process, right? And that's because some people just don't like how much things cost. So at this moment, the lowest my day rate is $1,800. It's either 18, 2,000, or 22, depending on the size of the tattoo. Deposit is $300. You have to have a deposit to get the appointment, and then that goes towards it. So if it's an $1,800 day, the day of, you're paying $15. Now, that's higher than it used to be, but I can also tell you it's still cheaper than a lot of other people I know.
100%. Yeah.
And I try to factor in a lot of things, right? So like I'm fully aware that like 70% of my clientele travels. So people are buying plane tickets, rental cars, hotels, just normal travel expenses that you get. So I'm very aware of that. So I don't want to jack the price up to like some crazy degree, but also, you do have to make a living. Like this job does not have any kind of benefits. You don't get retirement. You don't, like, you're a 1099 worker, so you pay a lot in taxes. And you are offering a service to somebody that is a luxury service. You do not need tattoos to survive, right? It's not like a situation where it's like, I'm going to starve, so I will eat this cheap food off the dollar menu versus going to like a steakhouse, right? It's not that kind of thing. It's like you have free food for the rest of your life, and you're just like, but you're also broke, and you're like, but man, I really want to go to that steakhouse. Well, you don't need to.
Yeah,
it's not a necessity. So you're choosing to do something, and the value that is assigned to a tattoo 100% has to do with like the person getting the tattoo.
Yeah.
Right. I'll give you a good example. Like, I think NFTs are bullshit. Right.
Shots fired at the NFT community.
Like, they're stupid, and people pay fucking millions of dollars for those.
Hey man, they own that.
Hey man, NFT more like NFB. No fucking bitches. Am I right? Give me two.
So like, to me, that's insane, right? Someone could very easily take that same design, put a dot on it, and be like, it's something new, and sell it. You only have like one, like, right inner forearm.
Yep.
You only have.
You only got one leg.
You only have like one of each of these things.
Yeah.
And you will have it for the rest of your life. Right? So not only is it a luxury service, but you're paying for somebody to do something permanent on you forever. And like as my prices have increased, like the products I use have like gotten better. Like I use a lot of like lidocaine creams, like, and those are expensive. I give people aftercare. Like I provide like a comfortable, safe environment to get tattooed in. Like all these things cost money. And like when you're paying for a tattoo and it seems expensive, it's not just the tattoo. It's like everything, like every bit of the process is like looped into that cost.
Like setting up the station alone costs like
Yeah.
$60, $70
Yeah, probably.
on like a low end.
Maybe not that much.
I don't think it's quite that much. Yeah, it's probably like $30 though.
I mean,
30,
it
40.
It probably is 30.
Depends on what you're using.
Yeah, but like regardless, it's still like, you know,
One needle is how much money?
uh,
Chris
It's
uses
about,
8.
it's about $3 per
Per-
pack, roughly. It depends what brand you're using and like
yeah.
stuff.
So I don't know.
Chris uses 8.
Well, yeah.
And then he
it's
has 2
eight.
rolls of Sensi Wrap. Then he has a
Three.
machine. Then he has that
Three.
ointment that's $90 a fucking jar. Then we
Strand wrap. Yeah, yeah. You know what? It probably does get pretty
does
close
get up
to
there.
that. Yeah.
So then there's just a lot of overhead, you know, and I understand that some people might think that the tattoos are expensive or like, you know, it's not worth it to you, or like you could go somewhere else. Like all that is totally valid and that's your opinion. But it's like anything, right? Like the more you know about it, the more it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And if you like somebody's art, they charge a certain amount. They probably charge that amount for a reason. You know, like it might be demographically, like that's what they should charge, or like where the shop that they work at, like they have to do this for like whatever reason. Like there's factors in it, but like to me, it's like if you're going to purchase a luxury item that is permanent and you like it and you are willing to get it, you are assigning value to that. And if you are willing to pay the cost of getting it, then do it.
Yeah, if you don't want the $2,000 Goku, there is another guy who will give you a $200 Goku.
Yeah.
I was actually about to say that there is, like, as much as like prices are kind of weird and it's like awkward talking to people about it sometimes because you don't really have a chance to explain all of that. But like there's a huge disparity between like, yeah, like a $200 tattoo or like a $2,000 tattoo. There's like exceptions. Like sometimes it's like just because something is a certain price doesn't necessarily mean that it's like objectively better or worse.
Yeah.
But like,
No.
but
Like for example, like I was saying, like there are people that like if you like group artists into like let's just say like
tiers kind of.
tiers stuff.
Yeah.
You know, let's say like I could be in the same tier with somebody else, right? And we could have a $500 price difference in our tattoos. But you could look at it and be like, I think these are like of equal quality. And like you're probably correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But both people charge something different for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to like assign value to that. It's like, is it, because like I've tattooed people before, because I'll be like, oh, like how much did this person charge of this person? Because like you're genuinely curious, you know. And I've tattooed people where like I felt like, oh my god, like this person might be mad at me because like I just increased my prices or something, right? And I'm like, oh, this is like $1,800, right? And then they're like, oh, cool, that's like no big deal. And then like they'll come in for their appointment, and I'll see the other tattoos that they have on them, and then they'll tell me that like this other tattoo cost them $3,000.
Yep.
That literally happened the other day.
That was wild.
Yeah, I don't want to name the artist.
No, but yeah, that guy was like, we were like, how much was this? She's like, oh, it's like this much. And like I did like the math, and I was like, it's a fucking $3,500 tattoo.
Yeah, it was a European tattoo artist, and they got tattooed by them twice, and each tattoo was $3,500, and both of the tattoos were probably a good 20% smaller than the smallest I'll do an anime character.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. But
And-
then you go to this person's page, you're like, I get it.
And you know, and that person was, they were happy with them.
They were happy.
They loved them, and that's like
They were
whatever.
like, I got this.
That's
from
what I was
this.
about to say there, where there's always something like it's subjective for everyone. So
Yeah.
like for me, there's some stuff I look at and I'm like, oh, that's like not like egregious, but it's like just because you can like ratchet something up, it's like you don't necessarily need to do that always.
Yeah. But like I was saying, demographically though,
Yeah.
First time I went and tattooed at Soho, right? I was like, what should I charge? Because at the time I was charging $800 a day.
Yeah.
And when I went, they were like, oh, yeah, like the lowest. Like, I was told by somebody in the community who was way more popular than me. They looked at my stuff and went, if you don't charge $1,500 a day here, you're stupid. Minimum.
And people booked it.
Yeah. Last time I went to New York, how much did I charge per day?
It was, did we do 18?
I did 2.
Oh, you did 2? I didn't know the price of that.
I did $2,000 a day when I was
But we
there.
charge more when we travel.
Travel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's
So-
also. Oh, God.
No, I was just gonna say on the opposite end of the spectrum. One thing that's crazy to me is like thinking about how there's artists that do like an $80 like shop minimum tattoo at a shop where they have a percentage split and like and then they set up and like what are they're making like 15 20 bucks
if
at the end
even
of the day.
that.
Like,
That's most of tattooing.
that's crazy.
truthfully.
Like
And you know what's funny? The
What?
guy that we worked for before this, right?
mhm.
I would do a big anime tattoo,
Yeah.
and he would tell me that like anything over $800, I was overcharging somebody for an anime tattoo,
Okay.
which is insane.
Right.
And then I'd be doing that tattoo, and then at the end of the day, someone will come in like a fucking $80 script tattoo, right? And I would get met with, "What, are you afraid of money?" And what you just said, how much money would I have made off that?
Yeah, like maybe 20
Oh,
bucks.
man.
The hassle of setting up,
Yeah.
going through all that
The
with
cost
someone,
of using it.
Yeah.
and it's 8 o'clock at night, and it's just someone who's like, I want my thing now, and I want it perfect, and I got dinner reservations at 9.
I remember.
You know, and like, and
Yeah.
to be met with like,
You scared of
you're scared of money. It's like, no, I'm like annoyed by inconvenience.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
like-
would rather pay this person $20 to fuck off.
I remember we were sitting there one day, and Chris just knocked out this like 8-hour portrait and broke down, ready to go. He's like, "We're gonna go get some dinner. Like, we're gonna watch a movie."
Yeah, it's like this.
And then-
Michael didn't even live here. Like,
No, I was on vacation.
My family was visiting from out of town, and it was like his last night. And this is what
Like, we were gonna hang out, and he's like, "We just did this thing all day. We hung out. The client was cool. We get up front, and it's like, this girl wants a lightning bolt." And Chris was like, "Cool." And he, he just looked at it and went, "You're gonna do this lightning bolt."
Well, the thing is, it was never like you're going to do it. It was like
You were going to do it. I mean,
everything other than like do the fucking lightning bolt.
was sad.
Yeah, and man, that girl changed that lightning bolt like 7 times.
What was funny? The funny thing about the lightning bolt was she wanted this lightning bolt. It was literally not even an inch big, inch wide.
It was just the.
It was
the line.
just a lightning bolt. And Chris was like, "Cool." She changed it like 8 times, so that was like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of Chris drawing this thing. Eventually, he just traced the reference of it. She said she did not like that. And that 8 o'clock then turned into 10 o'clock by the time we were ready to go.
It hit the point where I literally looked at her when she said she didn't like it, where I like showed her my iPad, and I like showed her where I traced it verbatim and went, "This is what you want." She goes, "Oh, that's perfect." I'm like, "You just said you hated it."
Dude.
So, yeah, Chris went back and forth on this lightning bolt for 2 hours. He finally did it. It took 5 minutes. And then we were like, "Cool, well, we can't do this and we can't do this." And Chris just lost $40. So,
Yeah, which is also funny, just like as another quick aside, like we were talking about this recently, like because Chris specializes in something now and he's like sort of established himself as like someone that does these like really good and really significant and like
Yeah.
just really like well thought out tattoos and stuff. Like people come in and even for like me and my like my stuff, you're like they don't know what the tattoo looks like when they come in for it. They'll just be like, "Oh, I want like, you know, like Asta, or I want like, you know, Sailor Mars or something," and they just show up and you're like, "Here's the design," and they're like, "Sick, awesome, that's it." And then someone comes in for like a lightning bolt, and they'll just like just laboriously, you know, like
that's
just
the
like run it
craziest
into the
shit to me.
ground.
So, the few times I've seen Chris not do an anime portrait, that is the time where it's like, we gotta move this. We gotta change this. Can you move this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And like, Chris will walk up there with this fucking Bakugo that's like 5,000 things going on. Dude's like, "Sick, let's do it." That's
Yeah,
Bakugo,
never
bro.
seen
Do
it.
you know what's crazy about that too? I've like literally stopped even showing people the designs.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's to the point where we just
I don't-
come on back. We'll shave you and put it on.
Yeah.
Straight
That's
up.
What?
That's what happened today. My guy showed up, and he was like, I was like, hey, he was like, damn, dude, the shop looks great. It looks so different. I was like, yeah, check it out. Like, we like did everything, whatever. I printed off and everything. And Josh was like, cool, let's get you shaved up. Dude did not see the stencil till it was on him, and he's like, this is sick.
Yeah.
It's gotten to that point where it's just like,
Well, I guess he knows what your
Trust.
work looks like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
and that's what's so crazy. You know what I mean? It's like, you want to talk about like assigning value to something. Like, there's value in trust.
yeah.
You know, that dude got on a plane and flew here and then didn't know what it was going to look like, didn't give a fuck, and just did it, right? Zero reservation. You are paying because you trust this person.
Yeah.
And that is massive.
I'm having second thoughts about the $6 lightning bolt though. Like, should it have 3 bins? Should it have 2? Like, is there significance in the number of bins in it? Oh man, hold on. We got to Google how many bins should a lightning bolt have. Can you do photorealistic lightning?
That dude. And the purple lightning.
I was just thinking that.
But
God.
Chris is triggered. He's like,
no, it was fine. It was fine.
No, it was cool.
Yeah. No, but like, I don't know, man. Like, it's. I've gotten hung up on prices a lot, and like you guys will both experience this pretty hard. Because I told Mitch he was going to, and he definitely did.
I still do.
You feel an immense amount of guilt the first couple times you tell someone a number, and it's high.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to notice something very funny. The people who you're like, oh man, it's this much, right? You're like, oh, like early on, right? The first time you ever hit someone with like, oh, it's $300, you're going to feel like bad. And the moment you feel bad, those are the people who tip you.
you're like,
You know what's funny also? Like, for next year, like, because I'm starting to book, like, further into next year, and I'm like, all right, well, I need to kind of plan for, like, things to sort of change, like, a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, well, cool, like, I'm going to do this tattoo, like, on somebody's, like, thigh, so it's a really big anime tattoo. I'll be like, I'm going to do that for $1,000. Mm-hmm. And I'm always, like, kind of like, hopefully they're not like, whoa, bro. But, like, every single time that I've done that, they're like, yeah, like, whatever. like, yeah, it's like, that's fine,
there's
bro.
no
like,
reason
for
that
sure.
a thigh
Sounds great.
should cost the same as a forearm.
No.
Yeah,
like,
it's not the
There's
same.
no...
I
Not
wrestle.
even close.
I wrestled with that so much because for a while I just had a flat day rate. It was like no matter like where it is, and honestly, it was like through talking to people like Chris Rogers that like really helped me out because he's like, yeah, forearm like easy day, thigh,
You're there all day.
getting home super late. You know, it's like it's gonna take longer, and I know people are always like, oh, like I want like 2 characters, right? And like I like doing 1 character, but I've now said like I will do 2 characters if it is on an upper arm or a thigh, and it's $2,200.
Yep.
Because I'm doing essentially like
That's a long day.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
it's
that's
like
gonna be a long day.
1.5 times as much stuff as like
Yeah.
a forearm or something.
yeah, and so it's like if it's 1,800 or 22, it's like
It's honestly a discount, if anything.
it really
Yeah,
is.
for real.
It is,
I
you
know.
know, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
like
but,
I've seen you tattoo a thigh for 8 hours, and then I've seen a forearm take 4. And it's like, this is insane.
But I do think, like, personally, like, because like, we've talked about it before, how we're all sort of in these, like, different phases of things. Like, you're, like, just started. Like, you're, like, just, like, baby, like, brand new. You're, like,
You're like getting the paperwork tonight.
just starting to, like, kind of feel it, like, a little bit. And then, like, Chris is, like, really far into it. And I'm, like, I'm, like, brand new, you know, like, but like I'm having done it for like a little bit, it like takes time to build to those things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you did Michael did just say something that I think is worth pointing out.
what's up?
That sometimes I'll do like a forum or something and it takes like 4 or 5 hours, right? Here's why I think, because we talked about this before, charging by the hour is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because some people I know, super gifted, just the slowest person alive, right? Other tattooers really fast. I happen to be on like the faster side of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's because I've been doing it for like almost 13 years, and like I do the same style of tattoo every day, so like I'm very proficient in it, right? So like I should not be penalized for being efficient at my job, right?
Yeah. And the other thing is there's definitely tattoo artists out there that will take longer than they need.
Yes,
Well,
Just
I-
the price?
I-
we got to
I
get this at
told-
10 hours.
I think me and Chris, we talked about that recently when we were going over prices and stuff. Because like I was talking about doing a flat rate, and I brought it up because it's like, it is like weird because if you have two people that do the exact same tattoo, and they look exactly the same, right? And you guys both charge hourly, the one that's faster makes less money, which
Yeah.
is really strange because it's
Right.
like, well, like what difference does it make how
Yeah.
long it takes if it's good and it's complete, you know? But like, and you're right, like talking about dragging stuff out. I know people that have
Oh,
done
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like 100% that have done that.
I've seen it happen.
Chris is like,
You know, we have been in positions where we have been told to do that.
I have seen you take not you per se, but I've seen somebody take a break and forget to pause the timer.
Mm-hmm.
Air quotes.
Yeah, no, I've seen it all. I've seen people say, like, the first bathroom break isn't timed, and then after that it is.
Yep.
No,
I've
yeah.
seen that as well.
Dude,
Yeah.
what?
And then I've seen, I know of a shop that the second that they're hourly and the second your appointment time is, so if your appointment time is at 1 o'clock,
The timer starts.
timer starts. So you're getting
I've seen like the timer
you're-
starts when the stencil goes
Yo,
on.
you are getting charged for doing your fucking paperwork.
Yeah.
You are getting charged for a break. You're getting charged because the artist took a smoke break.
Yeah. Or they're still drawing.
Yup.
Yeah.
I've
seen that one.
Bro, I've
that
seen
too.
it also. It's like at a certain point, it's like, you know, if I can do a tattoo in let's say 4.5 hours on your forearm, right? And it's dope. It's like clean as fuck. It's exactly what you wanted. Like I'm stoked, you're stoked, everyone's happy. And like it costs $1,800, right? Like to me, if I were the client, I'd be like sick.
Yeah.
Tattoos hurt.
Exactly.
Get that shit over
with.
Like why put someone through more pain than what's necessary? Like if you can get it done like at a very quick pace without compromising any quality. Now if you are going fast and you are starting to compromise, no. Absolutely not, right?
Yeah.
But if you're just naturally a faster artist, there's no way in hell you should be like less compensated.
Like
I
go ahead.
I also want to point out that like for me, I actually like I switched to doing flat rates because of like I have like an opposite problem. Like I'm newer, so like even fresh out of like graduating and stuff, like I'm still like way slower than Chris, and I probably will be for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is fine, and like I'm not trying. Like it doesn't matter. Like I don't care. Not like I don't care if I like take a while, but like I would rather take my time.
Yeah.
And like get through the tattoo. It's like if you need to like use the bathroom. Use the bathroom.
Get a
whatever.
drink.
Like I'm not like wasting time. But I remember I was charging hourly, and this person asked me like, well, how long do you think it's gonna be? And it's like, well, I'm gonna charge like $150 an hour, probably be like 4 hours. They're expecting like $600. Person walks in, they're like a foot taller than I thought they were gonna be. Okay,
Yeah.
and then they're having a rough time. They spend all their time in the sun. They smoke. Their skin's really just garbage. Like not to be like mean, but like if you do that, like honestly, if you're listening, if you smoke. Like I can tell when people smoke cigarettes, and that sounds weird, but like you really can tell.
Yeah.
Your skin is just horrible to work with. So I'm like doing this tattoo. It's like way bigger than I thought. Your skin's just like not receptive. I have to just take like way longer to make sure stuff is like solid and everything like that. And like I had this place where I was like, this tattoo is gonna be like 3 hours longer than he thought. Which, if I tell you that you're expecting $600 and it takes 3 hours longer, that's an extra $450 that you were not expecting to spend.
Right.
Which that sucks for you as the person paying, because that's a lot of money that you were not expecting to spend. And that sucks for me because I remember feeling super anxious because I was like, they're probably freaking, like I was doing the tattoo and I'm like, this is like an hour and a half past when I told them I was probably going to be done. And like, they're probably thinking that I'm about to like charge them at the ass. You know, like I feel bad because I'm taking longer and sort of like sweating it. I would rather just tell you how much it's going to be. You can plan for it. It does not matter to me if it takes a little bit longer.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me if it takes less time. It's just, it is what it is.
Sometimes-
It's so much better that way.
It just depends on the day too, because like there are days where like I just like hit a groove and I'm like, no time at all, right?
Man.
Yeah.
There was one day Chris did a Tengen on this dude's on the inside of his arm, and no break, no nothing. It was over like instantly, and he was like, "Fuck, it's only been like this long."
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Shit, okay.
when you did that the kid Devin the other day that brought you the art, You guys took one break, and like you had to take a break just to eat, or like you guys were just cruising along.
Yeah.
If you get someone
hit
with
that
good
stride,
skin
dude.
and they just like they're like, yeah, I'm fine, and you're like, yeah, like are you like sure? They're like, yeah, I'm all good, and you just like run it, like you can really get through something like a lot faster.
Mhm.
Not, although you should take breaks.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like,
yeah.
don't, yeah, you could just crank through it.
Don't be me and just be like, I don't need a break.
Yeah, take
I'm
breaks.
good.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like that sometimes, you know. Like, I mean, I would rather it be because, like, honestly, I've had clients where they normally sit super well, and then maybe one time they don't sit as well, you know.
Some days you just have an off day.
And like, you shouldn't be fucking penalized for that either, as the client, you know. Like, if normally I knock out your tattoo in like 4 hours, and like let's say it was hourly, right? And like you're used to that, and then like you just sit kind of like shit, then like you should get charged more because you were just having
Man,
a
you were
bad
just
day.
hurting. Why don't you just stop hurting?
You know, like it's better just be like super transparent. Be like, it's this much money, bro. You're my only appointment. It takes how long it takes.
You're the guy. You want to order some food? Sick.
If you wanna take a smoke break, cool. If you wanna go get coffee, cool. If you wanna, like, literally whatever. Like, it's at that point you are paying for my entire day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, whatever needs to happen, man. Like,
You want to sit here and watch a movie? Sick.
whatever.
We got it.
You know, like, and there's people will pay for that. You know, people pay for like, because at that point you're also being considerate. You know, you're not rushing them, and I don't know. It's just a calm environment all day. So like, it's not anything to freak out about.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out that the place that we used to work before, where he was talking about like the walk-ins and like just how like pressurized everything was, and the mood and the like atmosphere is way different.
Yeah.
like-
I have seen so many people pass out when I worked there, which is not uncommon at shops. So that's something that I've seen at like other shops too, not even working at them. And since we've been at Nimbus, we've probably talked about this before on the podcast, but like we haven't had anybody pass out, which is like, it's, I think that it's because things are just way more chill, man. Like people can like eat, you gotta take a break, you go to the bathroom, whatever. Like you just like sit and watch TV for like 7 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
like if you think about
Like, that's
that,
what I do.
really think about that like for a second. It's an environment where like people are like, hey, this is a flat rate. You're just paying this. And it's more expensive than anything you would have gotten at that other shop, right? It's like you're already paying way more money. But the environment's chill. The day is yours. Like you don't have to like stress about it. Versus somewhere where the clock is running.
Yep.
So like if you go take a break, if you ask to eat, whatever, like that's more money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So there's this like this added like pressure.
You're like, I only have X. I need to get out of here under X number of time.
Every single factor about getting tattooed like affects the way that somebody
It's
sits.
fucking stressful.
The amount of like anxiety that was like induced in that other building was like making people pass out. People didn't feel comfortable.
Yep.
You could just tell they just want to go, you know, and people just pass out. Like it was a almost weekly occurrence. Sometimes we'd hit a week where like several people would fucking
I don't know
pass
if it was a weekly occurrence.
I feel like every time I was there, somebody passed out.
I would say like
At least once during
I
the
could
week.
not recall like one solid month where no one passed out. But when people passed out, it came in waves, bro. Like
That's fair. Yeah.
it would be like in 1 week, 4 people would pass out. It was crazy. You know?
Just even thinking about getting tattooed is anxiety inducing for some people. So like providing them with a calm environment. Like before I got my knee tattooed, like Chris can attest for this, I was having like anxiety attacks. I was like, bro, this is gonna be the worst fucking day of my life. Like I'm freaking out. Like we got to South Carolina, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna call him out. I'm gonna cancel it. I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. And then I got there and I was like sweating bullets, and he was like, all right, dude, we're doing this. And I was like, boo. And then it just
You're
happened.
fine.
I was fine.
Yeah.
It was a chill environment.
If
that happened at the previous shop, I would have been done.
you would have finished, you would have gotten through the outline.
Yeah,
For
Would've
sure.
been a wrap.
It's pretty crazy, man. Like I've been doing this for so long, and now being at the shop that we're at, where it's been almost a year, like it's so close to it being like a full year since like we opened. I've learned so much about like clientele.
Yeah.
and like the things that are possible. It's just things I would have never thought about. Like the passing out thing. I just always was like, oh, it's a shop thing. Like, you know, people just pass out because of tattoos. But like,
occupational hazard.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that happens in the workplace.
But that shit is like triggered by things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we definitely would have had somebody like actually go down by now.
yeah,
For sure.
I mean,
if there wasn't like other.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. Someone is eventually going to pass out. It's going to happen. But the fact that it hasn't, and we now have like all of these reasons to point to.
Yeah.
And I think that is reflective of like the environment. So again, like when you're paying like a hefty price tag for something, and it's at least get your money's worth. Go somewhere where like you know you're gonna be treated well and like you're gonna have like a full experience. You know, don't go to Las Vegas and get a script tattoo for $1,500 and like get infected.
I had somebody the other day. They're like, yeah, like my aunt wants to get a tattoo from you. Like she also like lives in Panama, so she's been trying to get me to go down and like go to Panama City. And like I'm trying to get her to come up here. I was like, please tell your aunt like she does not have to get tattooed by me. Like I'm not trying to tell her. Like you know what I mean? I was like, this isn't like a shameless plug or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Oh
like,
man, I got people from
but, like,
Panama.
please don't go to Panama City.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was like, if like you could come here and like go to another shop or something, but like just don't go to Panama City, bro. Like,
Do you know the rule about that, Josh?
No.
Okay. The rule of thumb. I have one friend who is excluded from this rule. Okay. If you can see the water, don't get tattooed.
100%.
That's fair.
yeah.
Tourist trap. They never plan on seeing you again. They don't give a fuck. They're out there tattooing minors, just like dirty shops. Like they're a dime a dozen, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I grew up very close to Daytona Beach, so
You've seen
Nice. Yeah.
yeah.
There's the shops for some, like, I'll ask somebody, like, what do they do for your aftercare? She's like, yeah, it looks like really beat up. And they're like
They
aftercare?
just say, like, hop
what,
in the ocean.
what do you,
right?
yeah, they're like, what do you mean?
They told me
I'm
rub
like,
some dirt in
did
it.
they like wrap it? They're like, nah, man. They just like, we're like, all right, bro. Like, smacked you on the,
Put some-
on the ass. Like,
put some
have a great
sunscreen
day,
on it,
bro.
man.
You know, like,
Yeah.
Dude,
like
going to South
okay.
Carolina during like I remember I had an appointment with my friend. He's the one who's excluded from this. And I got tattooed and like I was all wrapped up and everything, and I was like walking around. I was like, oh, there's like events going on. The amount of just like glossy, fresh tattoos I just saw out in
Yeah.
the wild.
That is such a coastal thing, dude. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
I remember being
Also-
like in Chris's like first shop that he ever worked in, and people were just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna put some Vaseline on it. You're gonna go outside.
I'd be so
Get it
mad
Take it
if
back."
I was in a crowd of people. I felt something slimy like slide across my
Oh,
arm, and I'm
dude.
like, "What was that?" And I look, and it's some dude's fresh
Plasma-
tattoo.
plasma
I would
and
be
blood.
so
Mitch pulls out the
mad,
maticide
dude.
from his pocket that he always carries.
Ugh.
It's like, oh shit.
Like,
God.
it's like yeah, like you just wipe your body fluids on some random people. Like it's so nasty, man. Like
Hey, speaking of healing tattoos, what about dry healing?
oh,
my
yeah,
God.
that was one of the questions.
Yes.
That's why Josh is asking. Bless you. You want to? You go ahead.
There are some.
Don't do it.
I have had an artist recommend me do it,
What?
and then I said no, and then I went and got something else. He went, "Damn, bro, how your shit healing so good?" It's because I didn't listen to you.
Yeah. So and that's a friend of ours who's like he's very old school.
It is so. Oh, he was like, "Just go outside."
I know it sounds very obvious, but does someone want to explain what dry healing is, just in case someone's listening?
You do
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just let it exist.
It's gonna turn to a big fucked scab, and it's gonna look like the crust of the earth is on your skin.
I hope
Yeah.
it's on nothing that hinges, because it will never get better.
That shit will just explode.
Ugh.
Yeah, it looks really gross when someone has a dry heel tattoo. It's like really crispy.
You
and,
just
like,
leave it alone. You shower
Yeah.
with it. You just live your life.
It's like if you're a little kid and you like fall off your bike and your knee has like a big chunky like gross scab.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
like that all over your tattoo.
Don't put lotion on it.
It's so gross.
Yeah,
man.
don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Just let it do its thing.
Just let it
It's a
breathe,
super
man.
old school way of doing it. Like,
Yeah.
just you got it. Cool. Go outside, kid.
Look, man, don't do it for so many reasons. Like one, you spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
Take care of it. Two, infection.
Yep.
That's bad. Diseases are rampant. We should all know. We had to stay inside for a long time. You know, like diseases
That's
are bad.
fate, brother.
3,
So, like,
it also hurts. Like
It
it's
hurts.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
it's super.
like,
just don't do it, man. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're just out in the world and you're just trying to feel out like people to get tattooed by, that we're talking about red flags.
Dry
If
healers.
someone ever tells you to dry heel a tattoo, never get tattooed by them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Even our friend who said that, I was like, no.
Yeah, I looked at him. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, what you gonna do? I was like, I want to wrap this shit up. He was like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. And I'm like, bro.
And then like
You're
5
fucking
minutes later, he told us a story. He was like, man, dude, some of my tattoos look great. Other ones, I've seen them healed, and you would have never thought I did that bullshit.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was like, do you think they listen to you? He's like, yeah, probably.
It's just like,
I love him so much.
I just know some people have like an unwillingness to like go through the process of explaining aftercare. Because you have to think like, I have had to explain how to take care of a tattoo for over 10 years.
Yeah.
So for me,
And
it's
that
just
shit
like,
has changed.
it has changed, you know what I mean? And like, that's good. It's good that it's changed. But it's like, imagine someone who's been tattooing as long as me, and they're just like, yeah, dog, I don't have the patience. I did, just go.
Put some fucking saran wrap on it and just like,
You know.
have a good day.
I've tried a lot of different ways too, because like I don't know, like I've tried using like witch hazel before. I've like
That shit burns, bro.
Yeah, it does. I've used Aquaphor. I've like used Tegaderm and Saniderm. Tegaderm and Saniderm is bar none. Like
Yeah, dude.
no question the best
when-
way to do
yeah.
it. It's not even a contest.
I would not get tattooed without Tegaderm ever again.
Yeah, same.
Every time I get it, it breaks.
Patch it.
Replace it.
Like
yeah.
what?
Every
You don't
time. I
even,
have to just replace it all the time.
well, I was kind of testing it
I think
when
I'm
I
just
got my
unlucky.
when I got my blackout done. I was always scared because like I remember when Chris first started using it. I was always kind of like told and always kind of thought like if you have a break in it and it gets exposed to like the outside, like you have to replace the whole thing because
That's not true.
if you don't, you know, you could get bacteria in there, which like that makes sense. But this one, like my blackout or whatever, I mean, it was my whole upper arm was covered, so I was like, this is gonna leak.
Yeah.
So it did, and I did end up patching it, but like I had to wait like a whole day, and I was like, it's just a blackout. I was like, so if I patch it and it like part of it is just kind of like whatever, like it's okay, you know, like it's not the end of the
Just
world.
re-black it out.
And I did it. It was really fine. I'm not trying to tell you like you have a leak at home, just be like, oh, like whatever. You should always
You
patch
should
it
patch it as
you
soon
can.
as you see it.
But I think it's a lot more lenient than I originally thought it was. I think.
That's fair.
But
It's not the saran wrap method of wrap it up. You gotta unwrap that shit. You gotta wash it.
Yeah, dude, that's
Wrap
the
it
one
back
thing.
up.
Like, I know people that are like skeptical about it,
I don't know why.
and I don't know why either. But I'm like, just think about the fact that you don't have to wash it every couple hours and put lotion
Yeah.
on. Like
If I
that
can-
alone,
If I can stick something on once and leave it for 7 days,
For
or
real.
I can wrap something up 6 times a day and unwrap it and wash it.
That's what gets me, man. Is like I've seen people who like people's like partners have like outed them to me. You know what I mean? Where they'll be, where like they'll go to the bathroom and they'll be like, they took off that stuff like 5 minutes after we left. I'm like, fucking why, bro? Like it's like $30 of free ass aftercare.
That happens all
Really?
the time. Yeah, your partners at home, if you're listening to this, your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever you got in your life, like those are the ones that will go in the tattoo
That's-
shop with you the
those are the
second
real
you're
ones.
gone.
They'll be like, hey, remember that thing?
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't fucking listen to you.
Yeah.
And then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, they're gonna point out something that needs to be touched up.
Dude,
Yeah.
they will throw you straight under the bus,
That's
man.
so
It's
funny.
always their part.
And that's the
always.
thing. When I like, Chris has been letting me do the aftercare the last couple like weeks. We send you home with extra.
Dude,
Just leave it on.
I literally give people enough to rederm the whole thing. And I give you a card that explains it. And we show you how to do it.
Yeah.
So, fuck you
While
for
we're
being
putting it on.
disrespectful and just not doing it.
While we're
bro.
putting it on, we're explaining to you,
dude.
how to put it on.
Yeah, if someone really took it off right after they left and threw away the extra you gave them, that sucks, dude. That is so
And
expensive.
then
So
what?
expensive.
You're gonna go to the store.
Put that in the
and
tally of
you're gonna,
expense.
Yeah, here's the thing. So here's this. You spent $1,800. Here's this aftercare that is included in that, and I'm gonna explain to you how to put it on.
And I'm also going to put it on for
I'm
you.
gonna put it on. This is the safest way to apply it. And then what? You're gonna take it off hey, you just spent almost $2,000. Let me take this off and then go to the drugstore and go buy some fucking like beat off lotion and throw it on this thing. Like,
I gotta get the
why would you
Lubriderm.
do that?
Oh man.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you're taking the hardest path
Well,
for no reason.
my uncle said this is how you're supposed to do it.
My uncle said it's man, and then he slapped
Oh,
it, and now there's a
gosh.
blowout in it in this one spot.
I had this guy-
just ripped it off.
This guy messaged me and he was like, "Yeah, like he was like, I'm just clarifying because you said to leave it on for like 5 days, but like all my friends at work are like, bro, you can't do that. You got to take it off. I was like, please tell them that I said like.
You're
like,
fucking.
Yeah,
dumb.
I was like, shut up. Like,
Didn't
stop.
know your friend at work
You
had a
don't
tap
know what
degree.
you're talking about. Like, please, like, don't give the input. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, just do what I'm telling you to do with it.
Yeah.
Do you know
They
what
do not know what they're talking about.
Do you know what I used to do for a while? Like, whenever I'd explain the aftercare to people, I'd be like, look, it's going to fill up with fluid. It's going to be disgusting, right? It's going to look gross. You're going to think you need to take it off. Don't fucking take it off. You're going to think, oh, this looks weird. I should do something. Don't take no action whatsoever.
Yeah, like the spiel is don't drain it, don't poke it,
Yeah.
don't this.
But
don't
then for like a stretch of time, I'd be like, your friends are going to look at it and your friends are going to give you advice. Here's the deal. Fuck your friends. They're stupid. Did your friends tattoo you? No. Did you give your friend $1,800? No. Cool. I did. You did. You made me do it.
Yeah.
Listen to me. And I'm like, and here's the thing. If you fuck it up, you're going to pay me to fix it. And then we're going to do this again. And then guess what? Then you're stupid and your friends are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to those stupid friends for getting the second repeat check back in. Actually, we should just start.
Yeah.
That's a money making
But
idea.
the thing is, like,
don't let anybody else know that.
here's the thing, man. We want it to heal well.
Yeah.
We are
Right.
giving you the best chance of success. Because healing a tattoo is 50% me, 50% you. And me giving you the Tegaderm is me trying to push that to like
Trying
80%.
to remove you from the
Yeah.
equation.
Yeah.
Rubbing you down with alcohol, doing all of this other stuff is putting you on the road to success. And if you fucking take the first
like-
exit you see,
Bro, stop getting in your own way.
Yeah.
Just listen and it will be okay.
Damn bars.
Yeah. Well,
shit.
do we have
Little
another
Chris over here,
another
dude.
like short topic? That
We got
one's
20 minutes, so we don't have to use it all. But
okay.
what do you?
What do you guys want to talk about?
I thought you were.
I was gonna say, I was
No,
like, do you have
we
another
hit 'em.
topic? I didn't know there was another one on there. I think we had like a longer list of stuff. There's probably another one on there we could hit if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
I can check.
We have like 10 minutes.
We got
10
10,
10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Something-
find
give us
something for
something
that.
short.
Audio listeners, I'm pulling out my phone. I'm going to the Podcast Boys group chat.
Really?
Now, the picture of the Podcast Boys group chat is a guy in a Monster Energy logo T-shirt, but it doesn't say Monster Energy. It says Mormon Energy.
Dude, I literally never looked at that. I just thought it was Monster this whole
Nope,
time.
it says Mormon Energy.
Okay, cool.
That's definitely better.
I saw your little Instagram.
Yeah,
filter.
dude. If you guys look at my Instagram post that I just did, I did a what denomination are you TikTok filter, and I got Mormonism.
Yeah.
So peace be with you.
And your mini wives.
Hey, bless up.
We taught Arwen about blessing up.
We did, dude. It's so funny.
By the way, I was going through YouTube comments today, and there's an old one from Brett that said, "Get Arwen on the pod."
No.
No, we can't do it.
I
The
don't-
thing is, that episode would never end.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the thing, too.
We actually don't really have anything. We've done all these.
Well, I'll talk about this for a second then. I've talked a lot with Ashley about this, like, and it's fine right now because Arwen is so young. But honestly, like, when she gets a little bit older, I'm not going to show her face.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
because
Sometimes
I don't know.
I forget that people like that exist.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I got a good one on here.
Hit
Yes.
it, hit it, dude.
I think we haven't talked about this before. It says like your drawing process or how do you find references?
We did that. We did that.
Did
last
We
week.
hit that last week.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys
okay,
talked
cool.
about that.
Yeah.
That was a good topic. That
It's
was a
like
good
compositing.
submission. Sorry.
That played
Oh yeah, we did talk about
it played
that.
into the whole like you can tell someone's copying you kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Shout out to LaCroix for the watermelon flavor.
LaCroix.
I'm really digging the watermelon.
I've got a good one. What are you guys excited about for Anime Inc?
Ooh.
Seeing all my friends.
Yeah, is there anything you're looking for specifically? You're trying to like see or get a feel for?
I just want to watch. Like, I want to find someone at that convention that is left-handed,
There you go.
Okay.
and I just want to watch somebody who's left-handed tattoo somebody.
Yeah, that's fair.
You'll find someone there.
I am.
Shout out to Brian. He's left-handed.
Word. I'm excited to like meet some people in person that I have admired from afar for a long time. So I think that'll be cool. Some of them I've even DM'd with like multiple times over the years. So it'd be cool to like put faces to names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Excited about that.
What about you, Chris?
there's a handful of people that like I haven't met in person yet that I'm pretty excited about. Other than that, just to kind of see everyone that we've like made connections with over the last year in person. And I'm both excited and nervous to be somewhere where a lot of people know who I am.
That'll be cool.
I've never had that kind of experience.
And I think for people that follow a lot of anime tattooers, I think you post the most like pictures of yourself on your story and stuff. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I was
and
going to say, we're
I
all
say
on
that
the
in a
story.
good way because I feel like it makes you a lot more human and personable to a lot of
You're
people.
going to be more approachable.
But yeah, like I know there's multiple tattoo artists where I've been following them forever. I could not pick them out of a crowd.
Yeah,
have no idea.
I told Ashley that what I'm going to do every day is we're going to take like a mirror photo together and I'm going to be like, this is what I look like. Come find me today.
Find me, yeah.
Because people like, it kind of like alleviates the whole like someone being like, hey, are you this person? You know,
Yeah.
it's like if it's like I am this person, I am at this booth, like you can find me. Because like I do want people to come up and say hello.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I was actually surprised about. Like, I'm just a little stupid account with, 200 followers on Road Apprentice, but I've had like clients of yours like DM me, you going to Anime Inc., dude? I really want to meet you. And I'm like,
Local
why
celebrity.
why the fuck you
That's
want to
cool,
meet
man.
me, dude? Like,
Get one of those bumper stickers, locally hated or whatever.
but I'm just like, shit, like it's gonna be a super social time, and I just want to sit and hug Wade.
I do love Wade.
And just give him a little kiss.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be cool to go somewhere like I know we requested to have our booths side by side, so I hope that happens.
Hope really hard.
Yeah.
that
But-
that's the case.
God, that'd
I
be
mean,
sick.
because if so, we'll just make a mega booth. But
Mega
Yes.
booth.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. It's gonna be nice to go somewhere in public with like the whole shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
You
whole
know,
squad's gonna be there.
Represent.
Like that's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna say this too because I think it's
Ooh.
fun.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna say who, but people who will eventually work at the shop will be there too.
Ooh.
True.
So
Now you're gonna have to find out who that will be.
That'll be fun.
You have the
Maybe
incognito shop there.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, really.
we're gonna have the sleeper squad there.
That's. I was telling Chris that the other night. I was like, dude, it's gonna be a fucking sleeper because we got these people that are gonna be in that building. Nobody fucking knows.
No one
Yeah.
knows, dude. Yeah, we have we're currently in the process of expanding the shop even more.
Bro, Starscream, what are you doing?
And let's just say that by the time the shop is done, we will have a total of 9 booths with 7 permanent people and 2 full-time guest stations. So yeah, we're gonna have some new people.
Yeah. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah,
Dude, when Chris said sleeper squad,
y'all don't know.
y'all have no idea.
So I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, put your predictions in the comments below.
I'm gonna have so many people DM me now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you know who it is,
Don't say
Don't
it.
don't say it.
Yeah.
There's
please.
like 2 people who know.
Yeah.
So like, please don't.
Don't do it. But guess who it is? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good play at home game.
What a mysterious note to end it on.
Dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh wait,
It's-
what
it's
about
October.
are we
I think
gonna
that-
do the classic?
I think that's a positive note to end it on too.
I think that is a positive note.
That is a positive. That, like,
we
our-
gotta
Josh
call
was
it a
trying to
state.
inject some. Yeah. Josh
All right,
was like,
fine. No,
hold
here.
on, we gotta.
Fuck,
I was gonna
Here, do your
Lich King, Liz fighting the Lich King,
Yo, yeah, Liz, have fun fighting the Lich King. If you're playing Overwatch 2, if you got in, congratulations.
and we don't have to do the state and celebrity, but we always do.
It's kind of a
Yeah,
tradition now.
fuck Rhode Island. I don't know why.
We've done Rhode
Why?
Island. I
Have we
think.
done Rhode Island?
Yeah.
I really
Alaska.
hate Rhode Island, dude. And there's not that many
Alaska.
people
There
there.
ain't
Yeah.
shit there.
No, dude,
Moose.
I love Alaska. Chill.
What is it? What the fuck is it called?
What are you talking
The
about?
hybrid one.
Canada?
Oh no, you're talking about the moose. It's the moose and the other animal.
Yeah.
The horse.
Oh, a Morse.
Is it called a
No,
Morse?
it's not a
I
moose.
wish.
Oh,
That's a
who's
good
that?
name.
It's
Who's?
fucked though. They're trying to mate.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. You gotta look into
like
it.
a liger.
Anyway, yeah, I guess like fuck Alaska,
I
but
love
that is
Alaska,
sick.
so just putting that out there. But fair.
Dude. come on.
Celebrity. Anybody got any
Who's one that's been
celebrities?
goofing
Who
up
did
recently?
anything?
Adam Levine. I mean, everyone's kind of on
dude,
that.
That's
It's
fair.
low-hanging
And
fruit,
okay,
man.
here's
That's
what
low.
I'll.
He is a
I
Chipotle
don't know.
bag.
I don't know if I should go in there. Well, okay, fine. Yep, cool.
His tats are pretty crazy. He just went into the It's like he went into Elm Street and just went, I want that rack.
Yeah, really. That's the first thing I said when I looked at him. I was like, dude, he just went. I'll just take the row.
Well, positive note to end out on.
Our family's expanding.
Our
The family's expanding.
We're going to need a bigger table, too.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have to probably.
We're gonna have to expand, dude.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
actual podcast thing.
We'll do it
This
instead of
room
this
might not
room in
fit
this
that
house.
many
We'll do it in the
people.
hallway.
Or we'll have to do like shifts because like that's gonna be a
Oh
lot.
my
We are.
God.
We're going to have to do in shifts because, like, I was told by a few people that when we had, like, 7 people in the
It's a
podcast, it was
lot.
too much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the family's
You're
expanding.
saying Vaughn doing a live stream and then Vaughn.
That
was so funny. Oh
was
man.
funny.
But that, I
Hey,
think,
shout out to Vaughn. I love you, Vaughn.
I do love Vaughn.
I'll send you the red alert when I need you, baby.
Oh,
All right, and on that note,
right.
yeah, thank you. Bye.